You wrote many books about affirmative action and education and diversity in K-12 schools. How did the study of these subjects lead you to take an interest in housing and zoning?
Well, I'm a slow learner, and housing policy is school policy. That's the key point that I missed for many years. Not completely missed, but I came around to deciding this had to be the subject of my next book because 71% of students attend neighborhood public schools. So I'd been spending a lot of time trying to figure out ways to bring kids of different backgrounds together by, through charter schools or magnet schools or other types of choice within the public school system. And those are all the types of policies I continue to support. But ultimately, we have to deal with housing segregation if we want to deal with school segregation. And the reason that's so important is that the number one predictor of how well a student will do is the economic status of their family, socioeconomic status of their family. The second biggest predictor is the socioeconomic status of their classmates. And so low-income students, if given the right environment, that the types of mixed income environments that you're building, Leslie, those types of environments are the best thing that education research has found to do for children, and the middle class kids benefit as well. So I wanted to get at the housing barriers that kind of coincide or work with the school boundary barriers to create segregation. The last thing I'll say is you all have a Montgomery County here, right? Yeah. So we have a Montgomery County too in Maryland, and right outside of Washington, D.C. And there were two interventions that the officials in Montgomery County engaged in for improving student achievement. Montgomery County is a liberal community. They care about every child's success, and so they spent. The school board said we're going to spend $2,000 extra per pupil in the higher poverty areas of Montgomery County. And then the housing authority simultaneously was enforcing a long-standing policy. This was a good inclusionary zoning policy, not a poorly designed one, where when a builder develops a certain number of units, she sets aside 15% of the units for economically disadvantaged people, and then gets a density bonus, so it's financially feasible for them. And so in Montgomery County, there are low-income students who are in high-poverty communities, and then there are some who are in economically mixed and even affluent areas. And a researcher from the RAND Corporation studied who did better: the low-income students who got the extra $2,000 per pupil, or those who went to economically mixed schools. And the results were unmistakable. Over time, the economically disadvantaged students who had a chance to go to the economically mixed schools did far better, even though they were getting $2,000 less per pupil in those schools. And so it was a powerful reminder that, that we have to, if you care about education, you have to care about housing policy. Now, there are a million other things. If you care about the environment, you have to care about housing policy as well. But anyway, that's what led me to housing.
Well, I think that's actually a really powerful point, because figuring out who the allies are for building more housing is going to be really important. And I think pretty much every Philadelphian is in favor of improving education outcomes for the kids who live in the city. So that could be a great way to kind of build more excitement about building more housing.